Welcome, everybody. This is Susan Mattern with Let's Open Doors, Long and Foster, Westchester. We are in our second episode of our homebuyer series, and I'm here with the Housing Partnership of Chester County with Sheri Houpt. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great. So there's a lot of programs and loans and grants and all that other stuff out there for people. So tell us a little bit how a person can get set up or started with the loan program with Chester County Housing Partnership or Housing Partnership of Chester County.
And great question. To get started, the first thing is go to our website at housingpartnershipcc.com and print out the application. There's an application under the first-time homebuyer tab, and they'll ask for questions like your income, your savings, and we're going to pull your credit. Those are the three factors that we have to look at. The income guidelines in Chester County are going up as of July the 1st. They will be posted to our website. They've increased quite a bit from last year. When we say quite a bit, that's, they've increased by like almost $4,000 in each category. So one person household now can make up to $54,150 and still qualify for the money. And we offer up to $10,000 down payment and closing cost assistance in Chester County. And we are currently, it's not always permanent, offering up to $20,000 down payment closing cost assistance exclusively in the city of Coatesville. So once they get the application, submit it, we process it. They'll have to meet with me face-to-face on Zoom. And then they also have to take our recorded group counseling classes. That's no longer will be meeting in person.
Okay, so that's how you guys are meeting now versus before we used to meet at the office in Downingtown.
Correct. Yes.
How long would those Zoom meetings be? Is it a one-day meeting on Zoom, or is it broken up in different parts?
The good question too. How we did it, we try to make it as simple as possible. They're not going to be live Zoom meetings where you have to be there at a certain time. They would be sent to you, the links, and you would be watching them in your leisure. There's four videos that I directed, and that will have a question and answer sheet that you have to review, and then you're going to go back on Zoom with me and go over them to make sure that you really understand all those concepts. You have to understand what escrow mean and loan estimates, what a budget is. You just can't. This is not a drive-through process. So each video is going to be less than 2 hours a piece, but when everything is said and done, you're going to be putting upwards of 8 hours into group counseling education.
Okay, awesome. So our first episode was about credit and how your credit should be. So what are some of the things that you can do when somebody applies for the program to help them with their credit?
As far as, and we have people apply that their credit is not where it needs to be. We need a 640 credit score with nothing past due, nothing in collections. So even if you have that, please go ahead and apply. Don't stop. Sometimes when you go to fix your own credit, you make more mistakes and it brings your score down. People go, how can that be? Well, we'll educate you on it. Everyone is different, so there's not a blanket answer to the question, but I need to look at it and give you advice on how you're going to handle it. And everything can be done by you negotiating it yourself. You can certainly work out those things, and I'll give you tips on how to do that. But bottom line, you have to have a willingness. If you've made a debt, you need to fix that debt. And if it's not yours, you need to go immediately and dispute it, not let it sit there.
Right. So when somebody gets accepted into the program, how long from the beginning to end that they can start actually looking for a house?
It really depends on what they have. I mean, people are accepted into the program, but they'll be given conditions like build up your savings. A lot of people don't understand you need to have something to fall back on. So the partnership needs a minimum of $1,000 of their own money that they've saved themselves into the deal. And when the day of settlement, when you sign off on those papers and walk away from the table, we know that you have 2 months of mortgage payments and reserves. So if your mortgage payment's $1,200 a month, we know that you have $2,400 there. Never go into a homeownership situation with nothing in the bank. You're going to set yourself up for failure.
Exactly. I try to educate my home buyers, first-time home buyers like that too. Like you might have $18,000 in the bank, and you don't go into closing that you're going to need, 17.5 for closing. You need to still have that nest egg because you don't know what's going to happen. Something might go or whatever. So so this is definitely a process that you have to go through if you want to get the loan program through Chester County. Now you did say, I know you're just primarily with Chester County, but do you know there's other grants and loans, correct, in other counties that?
There are. Every county has its own program, and it's structured different. We're not all the same. We're not cookie cutter. So you have to, like in Montgomery County, I believe you have to be a resident there for at least 6 months. If you're going to buy in Chester County and you're not living in Chester County, that is fine for a Chester County program, but it may not be fine for another county. So best thing to do is Google first-time home buyer programs and the name of that county and see what pops up.
Okay, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
if anybody is interested in getting a loan program through whatever county they're in, especially Chester County, if you're looking at Chester County, give us your name and how they can contact you once again, so they can jot that down and they can reach out to you, Sheri.
Okay, so I am Sheri Houpt, as my name's right on the screen. Our website is housingpartnershipcc.com. All the information you need to get a hold of us is right there. I am the housing counselor. A lot of loan programs require that you have a certificate of some type, so you're going to need to have some type of education. Now, because of COVID, everything is online, but you want to step up to the plate. You want to do some work. You don't want anybody to do it for you. This is about some of the most amount of money that you will ever spend in your life. Educate yourself, take a breath, really learn what you need to learn, and do it right the first time.
Awesome. So if anybody is looking to purchase a home in pretty much the next 6 months to a year, you need to build your credit, or you want to get some loan assistance, please reach out to me. I can start educating you on the home buying process. So Susan Mattern with Let's Open Doors, Long and Foster, Westchester, and I could be reached at 610-757-8792. And anybody that's looking to buy, please give me a call. Thank you. Have a great one. Thanks, Sheri. I appreciate your
Thank you.
your time.
No problem.